Hey everyone, Meinke here from MLive.com, joined by Justin Rogers. It has been a while, I think, since we've been on camera, Justin, much to the dismay.
Nobody missed us.
Yeah. That's pretty face. How could you miss this? Big day for the Lions with Bob Quinn meeting with the media a week ahead of next week's NFL draft. Lots to talk about in the coming days, Justin. We'll be all over at MLive. But today, a non-draft item that we thought was pretty interesting, the Panthers unexpectedly rescinding their franchise tag on Josh Norman. Pretty good cornerback, one of the best in the league.
First not team the best. All-Pro, yeah.
And it's intriguing to consider the prospects of him signing with the Lions, because the Lions do have a lot of cap space, and they also have a very good other cornerback in Darius Slay, and they could use a running mate with him. So the question, Justin, is would you spend the, $16 million or so that Josh Norman's looking for on Josh Norman in Detroit?
Josh Norman's asking for $16 million. I don't
asking and getting are two very different things.
I don't think he's getting it. Right now, the highest paid cornerbacks in the NFL are averaging about $14 million.
Yep.
You talk about
Sherman's there,
Revis, and Patrick Peterson.
Yep.
I think he'll probably end up in that range. I mean, he is of the age, going to be 29 in December. He's in his prime. He's probably going to see an amount similar range. And would I pay that to Josh Norman? That's a really tough question, because you're looking at Darius Slay. He's going to get a contract. I think he'll probably check in a little under that, about $12 million a year. So you're talking about $26 million.
You think it'll be 12?
I do.
I had him at more like 10.
Yeah, and he might, because he's signing earlier, but I think he'll probably end up closer to that $12 million range. So you're talking about $26 million of your $160+ million cap going forward, tied up into your starting quarterback. It's a lot of money.
That's 16.7% of the cap.
There he goes.
Quick math.
I'm pretty sure you hit the calculator before we started this. But
guilty.
Yeah, so I would make the call. I would. I think the Lions have failed to upgrade anywhere on the roster through this stage in the offseason. I would explore the options. I would see how much guaranteed money's involved there, but I would make the call at least.
I would, for two reasons. One that you just hit on, which is the Lions haven't upgraded anywhere, so upgrading the cornerback, that's such an important position in the game today with proliferation of the passing games. You got Aaron Rodgers in your division and so forth. You need a good pass defense, I think, to win this league, particularly in the North. No one would give you that. Secondly, that people always talk about maybe you should build from the trenches out. I tend to agree with that. You need good quarterback play. I tend to agree with that. But there are different ways to win too. I think you just need to have a strength, something that kills everyone. And they look at the Broncos. They didn't have great quarterback play, but they had a defense and a pass rush that killed everyone.
Great secondary as well.
The Lions, sure. And if the Lions acquired Josh Norman, they paired him with Darius Slay, that's instantly one of the best, if not the very best, 1-2 cornerback combo for the next couple of years. And that gives you a strength you can build around. And I know a lot of teams don't build around the secondary, but if your secondary is good enough, you can do it. And that's why I would do it.
It would be a lot of star power really quickly in the defense between Slay, Ansah, Levy, assuming that he's healthy, and then take that first-round pick, invest in another defensive player, whether it's a linebacker, an edge rusher, defensive tackle. I left Glover Quinn out of that conversation. Another very solid NFL caliber, starter, Pro Bowl caliber starter, and that's a very formidable defense. Suddenly, I think you still need an edge rusher, but we've seen Super Bowl contenders in New England with Revis and Browner at the time. We saw Seattle obviously with Sherman and their secondary, and Denver. I know Von Miller deserves all the credit in the world. He's top 5 defensive player in the NFL, but you're talking about Talib, Harris, and Roby in the nickel. So that's probably the best secondary in the NFL in my opinion. So I like what you're saying. I like you saying build around strength. That would be an absolute strength. One of the top at least 3 secondaries in the NFL.
Maybe in a better word to describe what I was going for is mismatch. You want to create mismatches. Everyone doesn't have to do it the same way. You don't need the quarterback per se or the defensive line. I think you do need a good offensive line to have any kind of competency on offense. But to win, I just think you need to create mismatches somewhere. Can you imagine Norman and Slay? Those guys are going to blink at everyone. That's a pretty good combo. And I like Quandre Diggs a lot. In the nickel, I believe Glover Quinn is still one of the best free safeties in the league. My bad. That's a great second level, third level. And, DeAndre Levy's coming back. Still got Ziggy Ansah for another couple of years. a hell of a defense.
Yeah, the Lions have the money to do it. They have approximately $17.5 million in cap space right now. Tulloch's going to be bounced at some point. It's going to free up another $5.5 million. That's going to probably pay for your draft class. So they can get Norman under, and I think relatively easy this year. I mean, I guess that's some of the benefit of them not spending all their cap space now. What it boils down to is how does that make your cap situation going forward when you got Slay, Stafford, Ansah, a lot of big contracts. I mean, the caps right now is $155 million. It's going to continue to go up. Who knows? Maybe 5 years from now, it's $200 million. The way it's going, I mean, really with the TV contracts and everything. But that's a difficult thing to manage. That's not my job. I'm here to propose how to get your team better now, and I think that's a good way to do it.
Well, the Lions did lose Ndamukong Suh was it a year ago now, and so they said that would give them the flexibility to make decisions and to secure the draft class going forward. And you have Calvin Johnson coming off the books in a year as well now too. That's two huge contracts. They have the room to long term to take on a large contract such as this one. We did ask Bob Quinn today. The media asked Bob Quinn today about the prospects, and he was coy. He's very coy. He didn't have a yes or no about whether he had inquired about Josh Norman. Just that he's talked to a lot of agents, including the past couple of days, and he's going to leave it at that. Very curious answer. Certainly something to watch because the Lions do have the flexibility and the cap space to make it happen. Whether it happens remains to be seen. For Justin Rogers, I'm Kyle Meinke. We are MLive. Keep it right here.